Hey everybody, Cheryl here from Garden to Table. Today I'm going to show you how to make homemade refrigerator dill pickles, which in my opinion, these are the best dill pickles that I've ever had, and they're super duper easy. This is going to be a part of my herb series that I'm going to be doing to make sure that we're using all those herbs that we're growing in the garden, unless you're like me. I had a couple caterpillar issues and they were eating my dill, so I went and bought it. But I still love these dill pickles, and it's just those time of year where you like fresh dill pickles on your sandwiches and on your hamburgers, or you just want a spear that's next to your sandwich. And I absolutely love them. I do also make my own homemade pickling spice. I don't buy it because I like to be able to control what is in my pickling spice. A lot of the pickling spices out there have sugar in them or MSG, and I just don't want those things in my pickling spice. And it's just so easy to make. You just buy. It has mustard seed in it. It has a tricolor peppercorn in it. You can use black peppercorn too. Caraway seed and celery seed. It's just that easy. So I just made a jar of it and I use it as I need it. The other thing that my pickles in it has garlic in it, and because garlic, and fresh dill, and then it has the pickling cucumbers. You can use the Persian cucumbers if you want. I just go ahead and use the regular pickling one. And depending on which one you're gonna put it in, like these long ones are gonna be my long spears, and then these shorter ones I'm gonna use for the hamburger pickles. It has some salt in it and some vinegar, and that's pretty much it. So let's get started. I did make pickles already this year, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to refresh this one. I only suggest you use the brine one time after you've already used all the pickles out of it, because after a while it get rancid. So I only suggest you use the brine a second time. So what I'm going to do is I am going to slice up these. And you can do them as thin or as thick as you would like. I kind of do a little bit of both just to see which ones go over better. I like the thinner ones, and the thinner that you cut them, the quicker that they pickle. So when you put these in the refrigerator, they literally only take a couple of days before they're ready. It doesn't take a real long time. A lot of the recipes call for adding sugar into the brine and put it on the stove and cook it. I don't do any of that. I don't want sugar in it. If you want a sweet pickle, you can go ahead and do that. So I cut these all up. Let me show you. And then I'm just going to add a couple fresh sprigs of the dill in there every once in a while. So I've left the old garlic in there, so I'm not going to put any more garlic in there. And I'm just going to start stacking these. And what you want to do is you want to make sure they're in there as tight as you possibly can get them. So I have them in there tight, and I'm going to add a little bit more water and a little bit more vinegar. Now this is a refresher, so I'm not really doing exact measurements because it's a little bit of a refresher. But what you're going to do is, if it was a full batch, is you're going to do a half a cup of vinegar, and then you're going to put your spices in there, and then you're going to stick all your pickles in there, and then you're going to fill the rest with water. I'll show you that one in a minute here. So another thing I want to mention is I like these plastic cups because you're not actually going to be pickling these like you normally would in a hot water bath where it has to pop. Those are actually, after you use them once, you're supposed to throw them away, and most people do not. You can keep the rings, and then the middle part, the pop part, you're supposed to replace, but they rust out, and you just don't need them for this recipe. So I'm going to put a little bit more dill in here because I like a little extra. Okay, and then there's enough space in here where I don't have to worry about putting more spice. Oh, I do want to put, it does have a bay leaf. Now I don't put bay leaf in my pickling spice because I like to make sure it's fresh, and my pickling spice lasts as long as I use it. So it lasts for, spices last for a little while. So I don't tend to put my bay leaves in there, but you can. So, and that's pretty much it. And then you want to make sure you give them a good shake every once in a while. Like once a day, just turn them. You want to make sure the liquid goes all the way to the top. There we and so that they're all submerged. Like I said, just once a day, just give them a quick turn over just so the spices fall all the way to the bottom and then go to the top. And I'll show you on the next one more of the layering. So in this jar, I'm going to do the spears. So this is my vinegar. And I'm going to take 2 tablespoons of the pickling spice. The other one already had pickling spice, so that was enough because it'll last. So I'm going to put 2 tablespoons in. And then a tablespoon of salt. I didn't put salt in the other one. I think I'm going to do that though. Half a tablespoon. And then I'm going to put pepper. Part of my bay leaf in the bottom as well. And then what you want to do with your garlic is you don't want to put the whole garlic piece in there. You want to slice it so it's got slices so that it has a good surface area all around it. Now this is a really big garlic piece because normally I'd put 2 cloves of garlic in there, but this one is huge, so I'm going to just use this one. Should be plenty. So I'll just cut this one in 4. So put a couple on the bottom, and then I'm going to go ahead and put these in there. Just make sure you wash off your cucumbers really well. What you're going to do is you're stacking them in there like this. And then I'm going to put the garlic cloves in between here. And then I'm going to put a little bit more dill in the sides. You're just kind of stacking it. I'll put my other piece of my bay leaf here. Now really there's no measurement on the dill. Just a few sprigs is good. I like to see it all the way around. Like I see it here. I'll put another piece over here. And then you want to make sure that this is tight. So this is not tight enough, so I'm going to cut another one. So there's not an exact, it's usually about 1.5 pounds, so it's just not an exact you're going to get this many cucumbers in there, so it's going to depend on how big your cucumbers are. You're going to just make sure you get them tightly in there as you possibly can. And then once I pour the water in there, it's going to loosen up a little bit as well. Okay, I think that might be. Oh, one more. There we go. Okay. So then I'm going to put purified filtered water in there all the way to the top. And then you're just going to put the lid on, give it a little shake. You just want to make sure that salt just goes all the way to the top as well, so that it's going all through it. This is how you're just kind of mixing it. And then you're going to check, okay, is it all the way to the top, the water, because it'll kind of go down as it melts all those spices. And that's it. That's how you make your spears for dill pickles and your chips. I'll leave these in the refrigerator for a couple days. Usually somebody tests them to see if they're done within a couple days, and they just keep on getting munched and munched and munched, and they just make a new batch. I like them. They're fresher than just buying them in the store, and they have that crunch that I really absolutely love. Give them a try. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions, and I'd love to see you on the next video. If you like this content in this video, please like it and subscribe and share it with a friend that might like it as well. Talk to you in the next video.